Let's go. So thanks guys for being here. Really appreciate it. Happy Wednesday, happy hump day to one and all. Really glad you're here. We do have some cool things to talk about today, but as is typical in our sales office meeting, we're going to start things off with our core partners. We've got Brian with Sage Title Group here. We've got John with Prosperity Home Mortgage here. And Dawn, our insurance partner, is writing policies as we speak, so she won't be able to join us.
She does have some shout outs she wants me to do.
All right, let's go ahead and do some shout outs then. Let's kick it off that way.
She said for me to shout out Randall, Linda, and Soren and thank them all for referring their clients to her, which resulted in her writing their clients' homeowners insurance policies.
Man, that's exciting, isn't it? It's
awesome.
So cool. And I always refer back to the value proposition that we have as a Long & Foster family. And that is, that we do have this huge umbrella of all of the most commonly requested services when it comes to real estate. So whether it's agent, mortgage, title, insurance, attorneys, we have all of those bases covered. And I think it really adds to the level of service we can offer our customers. So it's very cool. I love getting those shout outs. So thank you, Dawn, for that. Brian, how are things looking over at Sage Title Group, my friend? Let's go ahead and get your 2 cents.
Okay, so we're busier than ever. So I think it was 2 days ago I was out there with Soren, and then sure enough we had another one with Soren yesterday. So Soren, you're on fire if you're on this call. And I love the pictures. I know Soren always takes the pictures after we take pictures after closing, and it's a good marketing thing. And I asked him yesterday, I said, hey, does anybody look at those pictures? And we got involved with something else. So I don't know if you're getting a lot of hits on your pictures, Soren, but you're doing great. Today, we have a class at 1 o'clock. So I'll be jumping off at 12:30 for sure today, but there's still time to register. 1031 tax deferred exchanges. It's a 2-hour CEPLE class. There's a lot of buzz about this right now because they were talking about eliminating some of the 1031 exchange. But today, I think we're just going to be hearing from Matt Lynch, the ins and outs of it. 1031, you could get 2 commissions. You normally do because they have to sell and they have to buy investment property. So it's a good deal. It's a good vehicle. So I hope they stay around. I'm going to ask Matt myself, like, what is the status? Are they going to continue to be around? Because there are a lot of investors that want to do these tax deferred exchanges. So it's good knowledge, if anything else, the free credits, 2 hours. CEPLE. It's still not too late. You just click on the link. He said you can still get in there. So that's coming up. Next month, we will have the FIRPTA class. And I just had an agent walk in here a bit ago, asked about FIRPTA. So he's got a foreign seller. So they're going to have to, the sales price is $500,000 foreign seller. We're going to have to retain $75,000 because it's 15%. So something to know. That class is going to be in August 18th, 1 o'clock, 2 hours CEPLE. So that's coming up. Also, I'm working on our Top Golf flyer. I've got it in the rough draft form. So that's going to be September 23rd, 6:30 to 8:30 at Top Golf. This will have an RSVP, so I'll know how many are coming because I got to tie that up. So it's about 63 days away, so it'll be here shortly. But I'll get this flyer out to you all this week. So we're almost there. It's going to be fun. Has anybody been out to Top Golf, right? Nobody?
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Okay, I was going to say, yeah, it's pretty popular because when I drive by there to go to the closings, it's like these people are all golfing even during the day. The parking lot is packed. So I know it's a popular place. So we're going to have a lot of fun out there. We've been really busy already in July. I don't have my total list, but it has been booming. So thank you very much, y'all out there. And I know we're only as good as our last closing, but the last couple that I've had, I've felt really, really good about them. So that's the way I want to do, is just keep getting better and better, and our staff keep getting better and better. And it's just a work in progress, right? And so more we can learn every day and grow and help each other as a team effort. I love our team. I mean, I really do. I mean, we've got so I'm seeing more and more insurance policies from Don here in these last couple closings, and the rates are fantastic. Mortgage rates are great. I mean, it's unbelievable, John. It's just amazing what you can do, and the sky's the limit. So I just appreciate everybody's support. Love coming out there and getting some closings done for y'all. That's it in a nutshell.
Well, we appreciate it, man. We're really,
And-
really glad to have you. So
And thank you for our swag for Saturday's cookout.
Oh, yeah, the swag. I'll be visiting my 96-year-old mom in Pennsylvania, so I wanted to bring you some swag. I've got one of them right here to show you. These are hot or cold, so I kind of like them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And those too. So,
Yeah.
And we'll have some of these at the ball game too, or at the Topgolf.
Okay. Okay. That's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to it. Obviously, Saturday we're going to do our potluck cookout. That's going to be a lot of fun. And now we've got some Sage swag to give away. Also, let's not forget about the September 23rd Topgolf event for this office. I'm really, really excited about that. That was a big, big deal when we won that contest pre-pandemic. And so it's finally come time to redeem our prize, which is pretty exciting. So very cool. Thank you, Brian, for all that you're doing over there.
Thank you.
All right, John, how's the mortgage business working, looking for us?
Everything's moving smoothly as it can move, and it's the busiest time of year, so taking everything in stride. Just want to say a couple things. First, it's been great to see everybody back in the office. I mean, it's just kind of like we never left. I picked up some stuff from Lidl going home the other day, and Rachel's like, "Oh, just like we did before." I picked up some random stuff out of the middle aisle where like all the random stuff. We got some stuff for the boys, so it was cool. But yeah, just really good to see everybody back in the office, and it just, I don't know, just makes me feel back to normal. I was definitely those walls are getting closer and closer in my house, I felt like. So it's just, I'm just really happy to be back. So I want to give a quick shout out to Sage and to insurance. Dawn, just like Brian said, has been coming in super competitive lately. So we're trying to give her every shot that we can get a quote. And again, if they're not the lowest and not the best, they'll let us know too. We all want the best for the client either way, but we always want to give her an opportunity. Insurance wise, I had a thought last night about a closing, and I called Debbie on her cell phone, and of course she answered. She was still working. It was like 8 o'clock. And then if she needs me, she calls me, and that's the kind of relationship that we have with Sage. And I know I can call Brian if I need him, or Kelly or Hannah, but it's unlike any other relationship with any other settlement company that we have, and we a lot of times take that for granted. But I just want to say that I really do appreciate everything that they do for us. It's a big deal. So thanks again, Brian, and your whole team. Getting onto the mortgage kind of update, we have seen a nice little drop in rates over the last maybe week. So with the resurgence of the Delta variant COVID, we've seen some uncertainty in the securities market. The thought was that the worst was behind us. Numbers were just getting better and better as far as cases and hospitalizations and all that good stuff, which is what everyone wanted to see. And then we're kind of seeing some regression back a little bit with the new Delta variant. So what that's happened, so we saw some correction in the equity markets and the stock market, And we usually, when that happens, you'll see a correlated and reduction of the 10-year bond, which is usually a good indicator of where rates are. So we've seen a nice little rally in the bond market. We've seen rates come down. So right now we're back in like I quoted someone yesterday a VA loan at 2.25. So that's kind of, we're back down to those levels like we were a while back. So we had gotten up to closer to 3, and we're coming back down. Now that they were paying a little bit of money to get to 2.25, but all that to be said, like we are a nice little trough rate wise. So hopefully we'll take advantage of that. I'm sure we'll see some uptick in refinance application volume, which can impact processing times and stuff like that. So we'll keep an eye on all that stuff. But the other couple things I wanted to talk about were appraisals. We're still seeing those struggling sometimes to come in. Come in at value. Just make sure you have that conversation with your buyer and your seller as far as your plan. If that does happen, what are we going to do about it? So that everyone's kind of is not surprised if it does, because it's just happening more and more often. So we'll see if that's going to be a continuance, like if the market continues to go up, or if it's going to stabilize a little bit, and we can kind of, it won't be as big of an issue. So please have that conversation with your buyers and your sellers. Investment properties, or actually, let me go back real quick to refinances. Fannie Mae, FHFA, which is like the overarching housing authority for Fannie and Freddie, announced that they were canceling what they had was a refinance or an adverse market adjuster for people who were refinancing. So back at last year, they said, hey, we decided to basically assign this extra cost to an adjuster in the pricing for refinances. And they got a lot of backlash for that. And what it does is a straight adjustment to the rate. So basically today it costs a certain amount, and they just added basically 0.5% of the pricing for every refinance that was conventional. And that was passed on to the customer. They got so much pushback that they've actually taken that out. So for any conventional refinance, you'll see an improvement in pricing for a conventional refinance. So that was kind of a win. The other thing would be investment properties in general. The appetite for Fannie and Freddie has been starting to wane. And they came out a couple months ago and said that they are going to limit the total purchase percentage per lender of investment properties. And actually, it's not just investment, it's non-owner occupied. So what that means is they want lenders to preferably sell them owner-occupied loans. So how do you reduce the amount of non-owner-occupied loans that you do? Well, you increase the rate, okay? And we didn't do that, but most companies, you would have seen a big uptick and say, okay, well, if we want to, reduce our amount of investment or second home, if we just raise the rate, then we'll be less competitive. It's kind of a self-governing thing. We didn't really do that, but we kind of we have less of a flexibility in the pricing margin. That's how we're doing it. Our rates are still super competitive, but we can't go down maybe as far as we could. So I haven't lost any second home or investment because our rates are pretty competitive. But if you see that out there, that is something that's going on, and that's just a result of them, the housing agencies trying to push the focus on owner-occupant purchases to try to fix a supply issue. Because when you have a market where a lot of people are picking up homes to rent them out or as secondary homes, that increases the hardship for owner occupants to purchase, right? Because it's just less homes that they can use to buy to live in. So they're trying to tackle that slightly. So I don't think that's going to be a long-term adjustment, but again, that's just kind of a market adjustment that they've made. So you may have heard about this, you may have not, but I wanted to make you aware of that impact slightly. That can impact significantly lender to lender the rate that a non-occupant could borrow could get. So yeah, that's all I kind of want to cover today. Does anybody have any questions about anything?
Any questions for John or Brian? Well, we've got them here. No, I think it's really interesting how they use the interest rates to moderate the risk that they're willing to take on, and the inventory of homes like you just described. I think that's really it is really interesting, especially when you know, nationalize a program like that and you start to see these adjustments being made all across the country, because inventory has been such an incredible problem. And you know, owner occupants, I think, should have first dibs in some respects, because we've got such a shortage of inventory available. And it sounds like, you know, that was what they decided to do to try to maybe give the owner occupants you know, a little more opportunity to pick up some of these homes versus that of an investor. So that's really interesting. Thank you for that. So
No problem.
cool. So let me jump over and share my screen. I wanted to remind you guys of a couple of things. Well, I've got your undivided attention. Let me see where we can go here. All right. So first and foremost, the Success Path specialty classes. I know you guys you're getting emails every week about these classes that are coming up. And obviously you can't probably make them all live as they happen. And so the Success Path does a really good job of cataloging all of these recorded training classes in the Microsoft Stream. And so I want to remind you guys that this does exist and that they are here for your convenience. And there's just loads and loads and loads and loads of incredible training classes in here, both from, you know, professionals and experts in their industry, as well as, you know, other top producing, top performing Long and Foster agents. And so don't forget, you guys, that this stuff does exist. And so if for any reason you find yourself sitting around in the evening or on the weekends and don't have anything to do, come in here and find yourself a couple of golden nuggets to implement into your business, like the checklist manifesto. Who among us does not feel better when they start scratching things off of that checklist, right? I mean, we can write this to-do list, and it just, you feel better when you start scratching through those things that are on your to-do list. You feel more productive. And so we've got 2 classes here that are all about how to make the most value out of, you know, using a checklist or a to-do list, some people would refer to it as, and prioritizing, right? You've got to prioritize those things that are most important. And they talk about the 4 quadrants that Robert Kiyosaki published in his book, I think, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. So really, really good information in here. And I just want to make sure that you guys are aware of it. You know, Long and Foster's, ever since the pandemic started, and they went to this virtual training environment, they have just been cranking out the content on a very, very consistent and regular basis. They do all types of specialty classes, and every one of them is recorded and kept here for you at your convenience. So don't forget to come in here and find those things that you might be able to implement into your own business. It's a really big deal. I would venture to say that the super vast majority of brokerages cannot compete with the training content that Long and Foster puts out. So I think that we're blessed to have Lee McGinnis and our Success Path team over there. So make sure that you guys are taking advantage of it. Also want to remind everyone that on November 1st, you should have received an email the other day about the Excellence Experience. This is brand spanking new. It's going to be hosted in Richmond on November 1st to the November 4th. So it's going to start at 9:30 and it's going to end at 4. So if you don't want to go up there and grab a hotel for a few days, you could drive back and forth for 4 days. And I want to just let you know that I think this would be a very, very wise investment. Because it is a multi-day special event, there is a small charge for this course. It's $395 if you register before the end of August. But I've got to tell you, Dennis Giannetti is the coach or the trainer. He's a go-giver trainer. He's a ninja instructor, and he's absolutely phenomenal. And so they've taken the best parts of Go Giver and Ninja, and they've created this all new Long & Foster exclusive training product called the Excellence Experience. And so, you know, I paid $750 to go to the 4-day event in Richmond called Ninja Selling. And I felt like it was worth every single penny. And so I can only imagine then that for $395, you're getting the very best of Ninja and Go Giver from the very same coach that I learned the Ninja Selling program from, Dennis Giannetti. So really, really, really excited about this course and the kind of feedback that we expect to get from it. So I want to remind you guys that it's here. We'll probably be talking about it until the course has come and gone. But the very first course is going to be right here in Richmond. And then, of course, they're going to go to Chantilly, and they're going to go to Maryland, they're going to go to Pennsylvania. But we have an opportunity to be the first to take advantage of this program called the Excellence Experience. And so just wanted to share that with you guys and encourage you to consider it. It would be, I have every confidence that you will say it was absolutely worth it when it's over. So, cool. Let me see, I was going to share something else with you guys too. So let me see if I can stop sharing this. Then I'll go share something else. So, any questions, thoughts, concerns, anything? Oh, this is it. So I wanted to share with you our menu. So right now, unless Stacia has more information, from what I understand, we've got ribs, hot dogs, hamburgers, baked beans, mac and cheese, cheesecakes, kale salad, meatballs, mustard potato salad. And then I believe I saw Julie was going to bring a different kind of a salad.
I now have jambalaya, which I forgot to put on there.
Okay.
We're gonna have some adult beverages, hard seltzer, according to Betsy, fruit, a cucumber salad, like you said, a coconut pie or pies. I'm not sure. Mike said maybe many. I don't know what he's doing anymore. But that's all I got. And with the hamburgers and hot dogs, we're getting all the condiments and the buns too.
So I think we're gonna have a really good time on Saturday. I'm very excited about it. I'm hoping to meet some people that I haven't met yet, Carla and others, and look forward to just hanging out with you guys for a couple of hours. So I hope that you can get it on your calendar. I hope that you can show up. It's a Saturday. You know, we'll be here for at least a half a day. Cordell's going to bring over his pellet grill. He's going to smoke some ribs for us. Really excited about that. We're going to put some burgers and some hot dogs and things on the grill. Hope to have just a good time, good day of socialization and hanging out. So the event is, of course, sponsored by our core partners at Sage and Prosperity. They're going to be pitching in to cover some of those expenses. And of course, we appreciate you guys very, very much for doing that. Any questions about that, you guys? Anybody?
I have a question, Jason. Do we have a tentative head count so we know how much to prepare of the item that we are bringing?
So yes and no. The last few people haven't told me how many, and at last count it was like 25. That's not including the new people who only counts the people, not their guests.
Yes, yes.
That makes
Okay.
sense, of the ones you have told me recently. So I figure maybe 30, but that's also, some of them are only coming to drop off. You can't stay very long. So, I mean, it just.
Got it. All right, that helps.
And there's a question in the box that says, will John be bringing the cornhole boards like last time?
Somebody will, right, John? So yes, we're hoping to have the cornhole boards. You know, maybe we can do a pin the tail on the donkey or something here in the office. We'll find something to do. Play a little what do they call it? I can't think of that, where you bounce the little ball into the cup of beer, and it, you know, what is that called?
Pong.
Pong, yeah. So we'll have to.
Even though I've
try
never
that.
played it before, but I know that's what it is.
Man, you were in the
And yes,
Navy. you know
Cordell,
how to
that's
play it.
enough.
Okay.
Yeah, beer pong. There we go. Thank you. Thank you. So,
And Cordell, that's enough.
All
He
right.
asked a question on the side.
cool.
Beer pong. We've
All right,
got 2
guys.
beer pongs.
Beer pong. Yeah. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I hope to see as many of you as possible. Of course, if you can't make it, it is understandable, but it will be fun. And then our next big get together, I think, is going to be September 23rd at Top Golf, put on by Sage Title Group, which is going to be awesome. We are going to start doing in-person meetings again. And there is some talk, there has been a request that we move those in-person meetings to Thursdays so that we could have more access to our core partners. So we are considering a Thursday sales meeting. And once we get those details ironed out, we will certainly let all of you know. But the idea is that we will be both in person and streaming via Zoom for those of you who cannot make it during the day. So with that being said, if there are no questions, going once, going twice. All right, guys, we'll see y'all later. Call me if you need me.
Bye.
Good to see you, Soren. Right at the very end. Thank you.